Hi everyone. I just made a video and then it somehow got deleted. So I'm gonna have to do this again and hopefully I will try to remember everything I talked about in the last video. I also want to apologize because I know I didn't make an episode recap for last week's episode number 7, Dynamic Duets. It was Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I only saw the on Thanksgiving. I only saw half of the episode, the end, and then I rewatched it, and I honestly cannot remember anything remotely remarkable about it that I cared to talk about. The only thing I thought was amazing was Britney's outfit and costume being the human brain. Other than that, I mean, I'm starting to remember parts of it now, but the whole thing that I just really don't care about is like it was Finn trying to be a conquering hero again. So yeah, don't really care about that. So I'm just gonna dive right into um, episode number 8 for the season, which was called Thanksgiving, which I would have preferred to see actually on Thanksgiving, but this was a pretty awesome gift in and of itself. So this is gonna be like my other Glee caps. I'm basically just gonna point out the highlights that I enjoyed, instead of going on a full on, play by play of the actual episode. So obviously this is when the graduates come back for the holidays. And so I was super excited because this is the first time we're going to be seeing Quinn make an appearance, and I didn't realize how much I missed. I mean, I know that I missed the old cast, but seeing them back together, um, just made me so completely happy. Like, I watched their mashup or that opening scene so many times, only because it just gives me goosebumps and just makes my heart like filled with so much joy. Um, so the song that they did was Simon and Garfunkel's Homeward Bound, mashed up with Philip Phillips' Home, which I thought was like the perfect pairing together. I never would have thought to put those two songs together, and it made me like remember how awesome Glee can be when it's at its game, which I thought it was for this number. It's awesome. It starts out with Quinn on the stage by herself singing the opening lines, which I'm not gonna do because I can't sing. Um, but it's great. And then Puck comes in with his guitar, and like it just feels so comfortable and like warm like a fuzzy blanket. Like it just, oh God, just wonderful. And then Mike and Santana come in, and Santana looks fine this whole episode. Props to whoever styled Santana for this whole episode because she just looked fucking hot this whole episode. And every outfit she wore accentuated her ass. Like I don't know. I knew Naya was hot, obviously, and like I've appreciated her body, obviously, but like I never really looked like her ass was just like, whoa, hello. That was like one of the best parts of this whole episode. But I digress yet again. Talking about this song, I just thought it was wonderful. Like all of them back together, it was just perfect. Like, I made me like I wanted to be like, dude, where's everybody else? Like I understand these are the graduates and they threw them all together. But I was wishing like, more all of them were together. The other note I'd like to make is that Finn wearing a cardigan made me feel like I was looking at like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I know they're trying to make him look older and look more adult. And I mean, in all actuality, I think Corey's like 30 years old or something. But yeah, I know I praise the stylist for dressing Santana in like fine clothing, but I just think it's hysterical. I guess it's better than him wearing that rugby he wears like every season, that striped blue and white striped rugby he's worn. Obviously, he can't wear that anymore because he's supposed to be a quote unquote like leader or teacher or whatever you want to call it. Um, so the next scene that I enjoyed was the scene when they're all in breadsticks, drinking their soda water or whatever, because they obviously cannot have alcohol because they're not 21 yet. Um, and so we find out that from, what Quinn's been up to, of course, getting straight A's and getting, inducted into some secret sorority of some sort that Jennifer Beals and Hillary Clinton have been a part of, which cracks me up that the fact that she's made a mention of two people in this episode, Jodie Foster, who is a lesbian, and Jennifer Beals, who was on The L Word. Like that just cracks me up. Anyway, at any rate, that was a little interjection there. So we also come to find out that her and Rachel have been keeping in touch through email, because Rachel keeps bugging Quinn about her not using the ticket that she gave her to come visit her in New York. But someone correct me, but I thought it was the other way around, that it was Quinn who gave Rachel the ticket, not Rachel who gave Quinn the ticket. That's what I remember. I could be wrong. At any rate, so we come to find out Finn wants them to all come and be mentors to the new kids. So, um, Puck men gets paired up with his brother. Mercedes gets paired up with Wade. Quinn gets paired up with Kitty. Mike gets paired up with Ryder, and then Marley gets paired up with Santana, which I think happens by default. I don't. The thing that is obvious is that these are the people, like the mentors are basically mentoring the new versions of themselves, and I cannot even see Marley as being the new version of Santana. There is no replacing Santana at all. If anything, she's supposed to be like the new Rachel, but she's not even like, she's her own person, just like Santana's her own person. I could see how everybody else is like basically their replacement, essentially. But I don't see how that works. And at any rate, we don't really see Santana mentor her except when she finds laxatives in her bag. So whatever. At any rate, so we get the first little, well, they're not really many Britannia interactions, obviously, and for some reason in this episode, which becomes clearer when you talk at the end. But at any rate, I am jumping forward. Um, so Santana goes into a tirade, um, into Finn when Finn reveals that they're gonna do Gangnam Style as their big group number, which I completely agree with Santana. It's like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck, Finn? Like, this is obviously proves as to why you should not be in charge of this group, because that's your brilliant plan, is Gangnam Style. Yeah, exactly. So the two lines that Santana says here that are my favorite are when she calls out Britt and says the only one who could tackle a massive dance number like that is Britt, and then she tells Finn, his hand jive looked more like a hand job. That was hysterical. I thought that was hysterical. So then the other point, or the one of the best things that I've been watching over and over again, is the Unholy Trinity. The reunification of the Unholy Trinity. Because they're trying to teach the girls about synchronicity. Um, so they're gonna do, I believe it's the Supremes, Come See About Me. And we're supposed to believe they basically pull this number out of their ass, because Quinn says that she knew from the quiver of Santana's upper lip if they were gonna shake or shimmy, which I just thought was, hysterical. But I guess we're supposed to believe that they've known each other for so long that they could just pull this shit off, like, without any practice. And like they said, it's been a couple months, but they could do it. So as they get ready to go and perform, I don't know if you heard, but Sugar kind of says in the back, "Do my favorite one." So I thought that was cute. And so in this whole number, there are so many Britannia little interactions, and I've noticed them all because I've watched this so many times. Um, the one that's been showed a lot is like there's some line about like something about their friends or something, and then it's just Brittany and Santana to the side, and Brittany just looks at Santana and is so happy. It's almost like, wow, that's Heya, not really Britannia, or it's always blurring the lines between the two of them. Like, it's so easy to see them interacting as themselves and then trying to be in character, which I thought was that moment. Like, it was like Heather being like all like cheesy and like dancing, and then Naya like smiling at her too. And like the faces that Heather mugs whenever she's performing are just priceless. Like the beginning one when she's, I don't know, her faces are just the best. Whenever, you should just rewatch it and just focus on her face when she's doing this number, and you'll laugh a zillion times. It's just so funny. But I mean, there are so many times when Brittany looks at Santana in this number, like looking towards her and just, kind of like to, I don't know, I feel like Brittany's trying to like find her true north, I guess. Is like kind of how I felt. Like she'd always look towards Santana, like for grounding or like make sure they're on the same page, I guess. And I thought, it just harkened back so many memories of season one when they were trying out for new directions and I just, oh god, it just brought back so many happy memories. And so to me, it was even awkward watching or seeing Quinn and Santana not in a uniform, not in a Cheerios uniform, and Brittany was in one. But I just love that whole performance. It was definitely probably highlight. I almost want to say it is the highlight for me of the whole episode because that's the only time you get to see Britannia really even interact with each other. The next scene that I enjoyed the most was slapskipping, or basically Quinn and Nia bitch slapping each other. I just love how these two characters, like, we know that there's some underlying love, that they love each other, that they're friends. There was concern that, Santana showed um Quinn when at the finale in New York when Quinn was like losing her marbles, and they went to go comfort her and stuff like that. But I love how they just call each other out on their shit. Like, it just cracks because they're the only two who could like bust each other's balls and they could take it. Like they call themselves out on like true shit too. It's like Santana's mad at Quinn basically for letting another guy, like a guy, to define her, which honestly goes back or kind of digresses Quinn's character, because if you remember towards the end of the season last year, she was all about being feminist and not needing a man to define her, and being on that path and trying to tell Rachel she didn't need that either. And now here she is at Yale, supposedly boning her 35-year-old professor. And then Quinn's point was that Santana was hiding out being a cheerleader and she was too scared to chase her dreams in New York, I guess. And so, of course, Santana took it too far, insulted her, and then Quinn completely bitch slaps her. And then, in turn, Santana slaps her right back, which I just, oh my god, I thought that scene alone is just too much. And the fact that Brittany walks in at the end and goes, "What's going on?" it I mean, you could just tell that Brittany has had to break them up in a fight way too many times. And so, I mean, the kind of thing that, I mean, I would love to see a gag reel of this episode, like how many times they had to fake slap each other to get the right effect would be hysterical. Because I don't think they actually slapped each other. I mean, we all know that Nia slapped Corey for real. Um, and this isn't the first time that Quinn has slapped anybody. She did slap Rachel too. Um, but I would just love to see the real after this, like them slapping each other. So then I thought for sure we were going to get some kind of Britannia interaction because Quinn leaves the room and Brittany's presumably walking towards Santana, but we get nothing. So that made me very sad. So then after this we get Sectionals happens, and so the Warblers come on and they sing a mashup of Flo Rida's, is it Whistle or something? I thought the song was, when I heard them they were doing this song or heard them sing, I didn't know what they were gonna sing ahead of time. But I just thought it was completely inappropriate because obviously the innuendo is the whistle is a dick and like they're gonna blow it. So it's like very, I mean, yeah, not appropriate for this. I mean, whatever. And I don't like that new head warbler. I actually like Sebastian more. And I thought their new direct, not new direction, their One Direction, too many directions in this fucking episode. One Direction song, Live While We're Young. I thought he did a great job on it, and he is kind of cute in his own swarmy way. And the warblers are great. They're always going to have those smooth dance moves, and the melodies are going to be, their harmonies are going to be insane. So I thought they did really good. And honestly, if to be honest, if they should win any sectionals, it should be this one because the New Directions were horrible. And then the Mennonite group came on, and then Santana's face of like, what the fuck is this, was exactly how I felt because I was like, what is going on? Like, what is this that's happening on stage? So then New Directions comes on, and they're doing Gangnam Style, which I cannot stand the song. Whenever it comes on the radio, I turn it off. The first time I heard this song, I thought they were talking about condoms. I just cannot stand the song. And I mean, I just don't like it. I just don't get it. And I understand that Glee's trying to be relevant, they're trying to be, with like happening what's now. Like for example, they did Call Me Maybe the first episode back, and that's because Call Me Maybe was the song of the summer, right? That's relevant. But this is a singing competition. How do you expect to win a singing competition when you're singing a song that is not in English? It's all in Korean. And the thing that made me even angrier than what the song, or the song that was chosen, was that Tina finally gets to sing, but she's singing in freaking Korean. Like, this is the only solo she could get, is because because A, she's the only Asian, so she's the only one who could sing this song, and then that this is the solo that she gets. The whole song. Like, I just found it completely racist, offensive, all of that. Tina deserves way more than this song. And I don't know if Jenna's Korean. I don't think she is. I think I heard that she had to like learn how to phonetically sing the song properly in Korean. And if she's Korean, I apologize. But I just find it just just completely horrible that this is her one shining moment, and this is what she sings. I mean, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I found it offensive. Um, the other thing that I didn't understand is like they kept talking about how Brit was gonna be like dance, obviously the only one who could tackle this dance number, but I don't even remember seeing her dancing, being focused that much. If I could, like, at all. I mean, I think there's one part in the middle where her and Jake are dancing, but other than that, I don't recall seeing her like have her little spotlight shine on her, which whatever. I mean, at this point, whatever. So obviously there's a cliffhanger because at the end of the song, we don't get to hear Marley and Blaine's duet because Marley passes out. As if that wasn't obvious because she was completely stressed out and not eating and all that kind of crap. It was like, obviously she's gonna pass out from the stress and not eating. Um, so that leads us into, the clips that are gonna happen within the next couple episodes. So the one that's just puts like an arrow through my heart is obviously the Santana lack of Santana, A, and then the fact that Bram is coming pretty quickly. I think too quickly from my estimation. I don't understand how Brittany can go from loving and missing Santana so much into Sam so quickly. And the line they even chose, like, she even says is like, "You're the only one that makes me smile," I think is what she says to Sam before it looks like they're about to kiss. Which just, I can't, I don't even want to, I can't, I don't think I can talk about it. It just makes me really upset. Um, yeah, it just makes me sad. So, if there's anything that I've learned about watching this episode, through the parts that I enjoy, it's at how much I miss the old cast. And, I mean, yeah, seeing them together just brought up so many happy feelings for me. It just makes me wish that they didn't care to be like correct in the timeline. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that they kept saying they didn't want them to have to be in high school for like 6 years, but it's like, you know what? What's wrong with that? Like, honestly, like Dawson's Creek, they were started out when they were sophomores, quote unquote, and they were like that for like a good 5 years or something before they moved on to college. Like 90210, they were in high school forever. Saved by the Bell is like the epic example. How long were they in high school for? Like forever, right? And then they tried to move on to college and it sucked. So this is like a harbinger of what's gonna happen. Like, I don't know how Glee is gonna make it out after this season because people are so upset with what's going on. The ratings have sucked. They've gotten lower and lower. I don't know how they're gonna recover or how there's gonna be another season after this, which makes me sad because you could like seeing the old cast together. It just makes me at least wish that they were still together in some form or however they wanted to do it. Um, I feel like I keep trying to care about this new cast, but I really don't. I really don't care about them. And so I don't know if that means I'm just going to be forced, or not even forced. I do enjoy watching the old episodes, but that's all I'm going to have to do. I'm not going to give up. I'm still going to watch the show, especially when I know that Santana or Quinn or are going to be back on there. But I just this used to be a show that made me happy, and it used to be a show that I would look forward to watching every single week. You know, like I would try to make sure I was off every Tuesday so that I could watch it live as it happened. And now, first of all, it's on Thursdays. I work most Thursdays now, and so I don't get to watch it until I get home from work. And now it's like, even being on, like, even if when I check Tumblr, people are like so upset. It's like, I'm almost scared to watch the episode when I get home now, because it's like I'm gonna be so, get my hopes up so high and just get disappointed. Like, been disappointed lately with all the episodes that have been coming out. But you know, like the good Britannia shipper that I am, I will keep watching and hoping that they will get back together. Somehow. At least if this is gonna be Glee's final season, that they will end up together at the end of this. That's what I'm hoping for. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really cared about this episode. The other thing that made me upset was how quick Rachel like turned around and forgave Brody and invited him over for a Thanksgiving dinner. I just found that to be like annoying, and now I really don't care. I mean, I never really cared for Brody anyway, but now it's just like, Rachel, you deserve so much better. Just be by yourself and be happy. The other thing that I enjoyed was I almost called her Carrie Bradshaw. um, what, I can't remember her name, but Sarah Jessica Parker's character was such a great mentor to Kurt and gave him good advice. And I loved how, that's why I had such difficulty choosing her out from Sex and the City, because she wore like a cute outfit, and like she brought all her fabulous friends to Bushwick, and I did not know that song or that mashup, which was completely ridiculous but great in its own way. Let's Have a Kiki and Some Turkey Song. I thought that was great. And as much as I enjoyed the Klain phone conversation that they had, it made me wish they had a Britney and Santana one. Like, I don't understand how they can keep, like, why they keep ignoring like, I feel like they keep dismissing the fact that they had a relationship at all. Like, when they, like, just going back and forth, it's like, we knew that they were together for a really long time, but we never actually got to see them be together. And then they break them up. And then, like, we had them say, "Oh, I miss you too." But freaking Klain, they get a whole conversation on a phone talking about when Kirk gets there for the Christmas holiday, they're gonna talk. And it's like, why can't they give that shit to Britannia too? Like, because you know that Finchel has one, and it's just like, oh, and the other thing that I don't get is like how they don't even bring up that Sam and Mercedes had a fling. Like, didn't she sing "I Will Always Love You" to him, and now they can't even like recognize the, like, I don't get that. They like were a fling twice, not even once, but twice, and they just ignore that. Okay, I guess, I'm down just bringing up random stuff I'm remembering. So I'm just gonna sign off now. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. Any comments? What did you like about the episode? What couldn't you stand about this episode? What are your thoughts on Britannia and Bram? I'd love to hear it. So anyway, I will say goodnight. Peace out, homies. Take care. Bye.